Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, thank you again for volunteering. I really appreciate it. It's really, this helps me because
Good.
I get to talk to Karen about my coaching
Mhm.
and I learn a lot. So I appreciate that. First of all, how do you think it went? How are you feeling?
So once I was getting into the stage 2, like, because this was the first day I did it,
Right.
I'm like, this does feel a little uncomfortable. And then, like, my higher kids don't want to, like, slow down and do it the correct way. Like, Esteban, you saw him, he's just, like, blowing it. I'm like, no. So I felt a little weird. And I might actually like you to come in and do it with a couple of the kids, too. Because
Sure.
that helped a lot with the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be nice.
Good. All right. So you're feeling, if you were going to say red, yellow, green?
I'd say yellow.
Yeah.
Because I definitely, like, know the basics of it, but I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm sure I didn't do it all right today.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm going to share the checklist that I did, for the observation with you.
Okay.
You didn't look yellow.
Okay, all right. Then
You looked
there's
like you were
something.
in the green zone.
All
So,
right.
so kudos. You did a really,
Okay.
it looked really good. So I just want to let you take a look at that.
Okay, so
So-
use like an actual pencil or something along those lines.
Yeah, and
Okay.
honestly, the children you had, their fine motor skills looked really pretty good. And I wouldn't even notice it until I read that. It's like, oh, use a smaller. It's like,
Okay.
oh, so really, I
Fair
mean, if
enough.
you wanted to do dry erase, you
They
could
have
get
the
some of the
thin
smaller
ones.
ones. Might
Okay.
be a good, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Right.
So,
Okay, so I mean, I hit most of the things still.
you did.
All right.
Okay. Couple things that I'm just not even sure if I saw.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, your first little guy, Esteban, I saw that you traced his name after he did it and read his name with him. I honestly didn't even see if you did it with
I did
her
it
or
with
not.
Haley because I remembered I did it like on the whiteboard.
Okay, okay.
Yep, I did it.
Okay, I was thinking, it's like, I don't even remember if I saw that or not.
Because that
so I
was the
figured-
one thing that I didn't do the first time. I'm like, I'm
So-
going to make sure I do it the second time.
Okay, we're giving you an X there, okay?
All right.
Just because I know you're like me, you like to see it all.
Yeah.
Okay. So, couple things that I just wanted to kind of touch base. You already brought up the smaller pencil
yeah.
or smaller writing tool. And I know that you are doing that with some of your lower kids. You've brought a lot of new materials into the classroom that you're using during sign-in and,
Yeah.
throughout the interest areas and the writing things that you've added to all the areas. So, let's see. Oh, there was one time, let's see. I'm trying to read this upside down. Oh, you used the auditory script. There was one time with Esteban that on his B you said straight line down and a big belly.
Yeah, it's a curve, not a belly.
Curve and a belly. But he was able to do that.
Okay.
So, not a big deal.
All right.
You really make me hunt.
Yeah.
You
fair
really
enough.
do. So.
Had to give you something to
Yeah, you did. And thank you so much. Okay. And then I wanted to check with you. How did you think, like Esteban, okay, he seemed to know his upper and lower case letters. But then thinking about Haley, did you think that she knows her upper and lower case?
I was really surprised when I asked her which H was uppercase.
That's what I wrote right there.
Yeah, I was super surprised because usually when we're talking about any upper and lower case, she can usually, like, for the most part,
Right.
she knows it's a capital, it's a lowercase. So that one really threw me off.
What do you think it is that was confusing to her there?
I don't know if I used different language than I usually do. Because did I say uppercase or capital?
You said, I think you said capital.
Okay.
Do you?
Because I don't know. I wonder if I usually say like uppercase.
So you
and
think it might have been
lowercase?
the language?
Maybe. because that was shocking to me that she
Okay.
pointed to her last one. I'm like,
All right. So
What is
that
it?
would be a good thing just to kind of like check in
Yeah.
on. Because it surprised me because she seems to be, you know,
Mhm.
pretty solid on everything else. The other thing I was wondering if it wasn't the language, which that sounds very likely. If you're saying uppercase and you use the word capital,
yeah, it's a
there,
very
you know, we're
different.
using inconsistent
Mhm.
language with that. I'm wondering if she would identify other letters that have a tall line
Oh,
as a capital because they're taller. So just
maybe.
maybe something just to kind of
Okay.
check with her.
Okay,
and see.
yeah, because a lot of, like, some of the letters that we've been focusing on lately are the ones that are, like, basically the same upper and lower.
Uh-huh.
So I've been saying, this one's a capital, but the lower, or however I say it, I don't even know now, but this one's a lowercase. It looks the same, only smaller. So I wonder if
Right.
I'm throwing her off because
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's something to think about. I mean,
Yeah.
before you do it, it was like I was talking to Karen. It's like I don't even know because I would have thought that she would have been really really solid on that.
Mhm.
But it's funny the things you.
I know,
you
I'm
go
gonna
back
have
and
to, like,
question.
check it out to see if it's my language or if it's the tall letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, other than that, I thought it went really well.
Okay.
I was thinking about things that we could maybe, you know, work on for a goal.
Mhm.
And I had a couple ideas. What do you have any ideas that you're thinking of right now? Because that was one I hadn't even really wrapped into a possible goal.
The, like, the language stuff.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. I would be fine with that because I do need to be being consistent, and
Mhm.
apparently I might not be.
Well, and even
So-
even just being, you know, cognizant of that you might be using different language
Mhm.
and really looking at that, or finding out what she really knows, or is she confused,
Yeah.
or are other children confused just by the height of the letter,
Yeah.
or specifically, you know, focusing on her, but also I wonder if that's something for
Yeah.
other children. And if you find out that she is really solid on that, my other thought was, and I'm wondering if you have been working on her last name, or if you have any children working on her last name.
Haley, she actually, I practiced with her earlier in the day.
Mhm.
And when we finished, she was like, what about my last name? So we do her last name a little bit, but she is the only child that, Esteban, we could probably start working on his last name. But
Okay.
he just recently really grasped the forming of letters correctly.
Okay.
Like probably within the last week or two. So there's a couple that maybe we could start working on last
Okay.
name.
So you're thinking with Esteban though, because he's just really getting there, you want to kind of keep.
Yeah, I wanna